Our history, our pride. Year after year, as seasons change and memories are made, one thing will never change. Home is always right here. And when you walk through our doors, we never forget that, because this is our home too. So come on in, have a seat, and welcome home. The Triple R Roadhouse in the Clarion Mall, just off Interstate 80 at exit 62.
Welcome to another edition of the D9Sports.com Triple R Roadhouse District 9 Football Camp Tour here from AML Media Day. We've got the two-time defending District 9 Class A champion Kane Wolves. They've been to 4 consecutive District 9 championship games, being runners-up in AA the 2 years before winning in Single A. With the new classification, though, they will not repeat as Single A champions as they've moved back up to AA under the new classification system. Here with head coach Todd Silfies. To Todd's left and to the camera's right, we have Toby Fox, and to the camera's left, we have Keaton Roundsville, two of the really key players returning for this Kane team on the offensive line. And Todd, let's start with that. I mean, everybody knows about what Shane and Tyler Rawlick did last year and how important they were to your success. But how important were the two guys sitting next to you and the other 3 guys that made up that offensive line to it as well?
Right, and you know, it was actually 4 guys because we had a little rotation going at tackle, but I think it starts there. You know, you can't take anything away from the twins. They're special athletes, and sometimes, I mean, these two would be the first to admit that sometimes they take matters into their own hands and do their own thing, but you know, we've got a great thing going on the offensive and defensive lines right now. I think that starts with our O-line, D-line coach, Jim Sirianni, who probably looks like anything but a line coach. If you see him, he's the smallest guy on our coaching staff, but he's a great track and field coach as well. He takes a technical approach to teaching the line play, and these guys really become technicians in their approach and really bond together as a group. It's nice.
Keaton, talk a little bit about what it takes to be an offensive lineman.
It takes a lot of dedication, a lot of heart. You're not going to get the glory and everything, but at the end of the day, you're usually the reason why you won or lost the game. So that falls a big part into it, taking pride into that, winning football games, and you got to love it.
Todd, you can't really replace the Rawlicks. I mean, they're just, those type of athletes don't come through a school like Kane every year. Is it going to be more of a committee type thing to replace some of the yardage they gave you a year ago?
Yeah, I think you read my mind. You know, you're not going to take one player and replace Shane. You know, you're not going to take one player and replace Tyler. But I think we've got some unique talents coming through our skill position players. You know, coming up right now. Some guys that can do some different things and doing pretty well. And so, you know, the sooner we're able to figure out as a coaching staff exactly, you know, who gives us the best chance in what scenario, I think we have an opportunity to still, you know, be able to compensate for the loss of a lot of yards and a lot of touchdowns, a lot of points.
A kid like Eric DeLong, who really played a key role as a sophomore last year, do you expect him to move into more of a key position this season? I
think he's excited to slide back from fullback to tailback. In fact, I know he is. And kind of carry the bulk of that load. But you know, that being said, I think the best teams we've had have been teams that didn't necessarily, you know, pound the same guy, but rather use a committee approach to carrying the football too. And so I think you can look for that. Although Eric's definitely going to be a leader in the backfield.
Toby, when you look over at the defensive side of things, you were one of the key defensive players last year. 13 tackles for a loss during the season, and the defense is, you know, so much emphasis was put on what you guys did offensively, but the defense was probably right there with the offense. And what do you guys have to do to continue to be successful on the defensive side of the football?
Like you said, good keys to an offensive line you have to have for a defensive line. You have to be committed. You have to rep and look at the scout team, be able to read the scout team. You gotta be a smart lineman. You gotta be able to read that offensive lineman, and know what he's doing, react fast enough, and then if you have the chance, make the play. That's one of the things that Coach Sirianni, our lineman coach, preaches to us. It's not about, you know, finding the ball and making the play. It's about doing your job, and if the play comes to you, so be it, make the play.
Todd, when you look at it, you move up to AA, and there are fewer teams, obviously, to compete with for a district title, only 5. But when you start looking at them, you have Brockway, who you've run into in the postseason the last few years. You've got Clarion, who you know you've run into in the postseason. You add a Montauk to that mix and a Brookville. How difficult do you think Class AA in District 9 is right now?
I think it's tough. I think you said it. There's less teams, but they're pretty tough. You know, I know there's only 5 of us, but 5 pretty darn good football programs, and you know, so it's a challenge. It's a similar challenge to what we've been through the last couple of years, with, like you said, Clarion and Brockway. But Moniton and Brookville, I mean, they play good football there too. So it's neat, kind of, to be in a different realm and to have those, at least a couple different teams to look forward to. If we can do what it takes during the regular season to get to the postseason.
Keaton, with the success of being to 4 straight district title games at Kane, how important is it to continue that string of turning Kane into that dominant District 9 program?
It's very important. Winning is a lot of fun, and I enjoy doing it quite a bit. And that's what I love winning. You know, I hate losing more than I love winning, but staying at the top is a hard thing to do, and definitely going back in the 4 straight District 9 title games. It's very tough, but hopefully we can make it 5.
Well, guys, thanks for joining us on another edition of the D9Sports.com RRR Roadhouse Football Camp Tour 2016 from AML Media Day, and good luck this season.